Welcome back to my YouTube channel. For this piano tutorial, we'll be learning the song Alpha and Omega. And this song is in C sharp. And basically what I'll be doing is going through the song and showing you guys different substitutions and passing chords, different extensions to chords that you can use for this song. And I'll teach it in a way that you can basically try to implement it into other songs that you may try to learn, all right? So I'll go through it a certain way, and then at the end of the video, I'll basically improvise over the song and play it a bunch of different ways, all right? So for this song, we start off on the 5. And what I try to do for this song in particular is maintain that melody. So the song goes, right? That's the beginning melody. So what we are going to do is form a chord around that first melody. So you, and what I'm playing here is basically a 4/5 or F sharp over A flat with its 5th. You can even add the 9th right here. So you, then right here, what I like to do, instead of going to the 5, so something like you are Alpha, instead of doing that, we can do something like you are. And this is basically a 5 chord, only with a different extensions. And I'm basically playing a F sharp diminished 7th chord on my right hand, still over that 5 chord. So you are Alpha. Then for the 1 chord, we would regularly go to the C sharp or the basic one, but we can try to add different extensions. And one of my favorite extensions is this one, or my voicings. One of my favorite voicings for C sharp is this one. And it's basically a C sharp major 7th. I just added this extra note right here, which is the 6th or the 13th, and that's B flat, and that makes it a major 7 13, right? So you are Alpha. Then we go into the 7 or 5/7, and then again we bring back a different diminished chord that we're playing right behind the next chord, which is E flat minor, right? The reason why you can use this diminished chord, or the way that I form it, is I know that my next chord is E flat minor, so I go a half step down and I just count 3 half steps up, and you just form that diminished chord, right? Or diminished 7th chord. So you are Alpha and Omega. Then here, like I said before, the chord that we go to is E flat minor 7th, but we also have the option of switching or substituting this chord for the flat 7. Something like this. Instead of playing E flat minor 7th, I take the C sharp and bring it down to a B. It's basically a B major 7th, only voiced differently. And so right there, what I did was I was on the flat 7th, then I just go back to the 5 to resolve it back into the 1 to end that first verse. And Omega. And the voicings that I chose for the 5 is this one. It's basically an altered chord, and that's the voicing that I chose for the 5. Then we go back to the 1 using the same voice. Then we go, we, again maintaining that melody. This is the 1/3 chord. We were, then a 4 chord, worship you. Then we go into a 2 minor 7 flat 5, or a 2 half diminished. And that's basically a F sharp minor over the 2, which is E flat. And I like to add this note here to maintain the melody once again. So we worship Then we go into a 1/5 chord. So we worship you, our Lord. Then here we go into the 2 chord once again, but a different voicing. You. And this chord is slightly different in that it's a 9/13 chord. And the way that I form it is this way. I know that the chord that I'm playing is the E flat, which is the 2. So I add the minor 7th. Then I go a tritone up from there, which is G. Then I just go a 4th and a 4th. It might seem a little bit complicated, but that's just the way that I think about it. A different way is thinking, what's the middle note of E flat major? It's G. So my right hand is going on G. Then again a 4th and a 4th, and then I like to add this minor 7th. It gives it a little bit of more color. So we worship you, our Lord, you. And a small grace note or trill that I do is this. I basically slide my index finger, sorry about that, index finger from B flat to B, and then I land on C with my middle finger. So like that. So we worship you, our Lord. You are worthy to be praised. Then to end the song, or to end that first section of the song, we worship you, our Lord. You can include that melody and then just go to the 5, then a 4/6, 5/7, and then we end on the 1. All right. Now for this chorus part of the song, what we do is, we know that the melody goes, right? It's basically going up from the 5 up the major scale back into the 1. So we can do something like this. We start off in that chord. We build out that voicing based on the melody. We give. Then we go into a 7 minor 7 flat 5, or a C minor 7 flat 5. Again, it's basically a E flat minor over C. We give. Then we go into the 3. So as you can see, we're basically doing a 7/3/6 chord or progression. We give you. For the 3, it's a F7. Oh. Then we land on the 6, minor 7. Then a 5. Then for the 4, we switch it up a little bit because we use a different voicing. It includes that 13th note. This one right here, which is F. I mean the E flat, sorry about that. So we give you the. And real quick, let's go back into that 5 chord. I just realized this. You can play a major 6 voicing. It sounds slightly better, in my opinion. All the glory. Then we go into the F sharp. Then we do a 1/3. All right. Then here, what I do is basically play a C sharp 7, but I voice it so that the minor 7th is my bass note, or my last note all the way to the left. We worship. All right, so this is a 4/6. Worship you. Then we go into the, again, once again, that F sharp minor 7th, but instead of playing a 2, a 4/2, 4 minor over 2, we just do a 4 minor over this A, or the sharp 5, or flat 6. So we worship you, our Lord. Then we land on that 5 and we repeat the same thing as before. You are worthy to be praised. All right, so that's one of the ways that you can play this song. You can switch it up a little bit more, something like for the chorus, something like this. We give you see, so instead of doing that 7-3-6, what I did was 1, then a 5, then a 1, and then we're starting the chorus. Instead of on a 6, we started on a 4. So we give you the you can switch it up. Our Lord, you are worthy to be praised. All right, so what I'm gonna do now, like I said at the beginning, is basically improvise through the song. That way, if something comes out and a new idea surges or something like that, you can steal the chords, try to learn them, and apply them to other songs. That's the best way to learn different musical vocabulary, by applying them to different other songs that you learn.